This is Alternative Political Analysis, and this video will be on Donald Trump's foreign policy. And Benjamin Malachowski announced 5,500 new houses to be built in the West Bank of the Jordan. And Donald Trump responded by saying settlements are not helpful. And the source for that was The Independent. But on the other hand, Trump threatens Palestine with punitive measures if it sues Israel at the International Criminal Court. And one of these measures is that aid to the Palestine Liberation Organization would be cut by the United States. And the sources for that information are Israeli newspaper Haaretz and the Palestine News Network. And also on foreign policy, the Trump administration offers lifting sanctions on Russia if Moscow gives Kiev Crimea, and that's the oblast under Sevastopol. And Nikki Haley, former governor of South Carolina, in her role as UN ambassador, told this to the Security Council. And the source for that information is Sputnik. And moving on to the Ipsos Reuters poll, and this poll had a 3% margin of error for the entirety of the poll and a 5% margin of error in relation to the party political questions. And the poll was on Donald Trump's immigration policy. And according to the poll, 49% of Americans support Trump's immigration policy, and 32% are opposed to Donald Trump's immigration policy, and 19% neither support nor oppose his policy. And 51% of Republicans strongly support Donald Trump's immigration policy, and 53% of Democrats strongly oppose his policy. And on the subject of safety and security, 33% of Americans say it will make no difference to their security. 31% of Americans feel more secure, and 26%, just over a quarter, feel less secure, and 10% don't know what effect the policy will have on their security. And the poll conducted was with 1,201 Americans, and there were 478 Republicans and 453 Democrats. Moving on, and on a side note, Trump's campaign manager Kellyanne Conway conjured an alternative fact, and it was about a so-called Bowling Green massacre, which never happened. Moving on to Trump's military operation in Yemen. According to the BBC, 14 Wahhabi terrorists were killed. However, local Yemeni sources say 41 Wahhabi terrorists were killed. Also, there were 16 civilians killed, including the little girl Nawar al-Awlaki. One US soldier was killed, and 3 were injured. And that concludes the analysis of Donald Trump's foreign policy so far in his presidency, and I would recommend checking out this YouTube channel and blog and looking at the other videos.